Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukha bhag bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. May all be happy. May all be free from diseases. May all see only what is good. May no one be subject to misery. May by God's grace there be peace everywhere. Peace which never ends, that kind of peace. Now that I have said my prayer, I have to tell you the subject of my talk. Who is the greatest magician? Who is a magician? A magician is one who has the power to create illusion. Magic is illusion. When I was a boy, I watched the performance of the most famous magician of that time. His name was P.C. Sarkar. Prafulla Sarkar, I think that must have been his name. And he would apparently create illusion. That's why he was very renowned as a magician. There was a very famous speaker in India at a time when the British ruled India. His name was Bipin Chandra Pal. He was educated in English schools and his lectures were very good. That's why once he was requested by the students of a university to give a talk on condition that the subject of the talk will be announced before he starts giving the talk. And when he went to the lecture hall, there he saw a large blackboard. On that the subject was written. What was the subject? The subject was nothing. Nothing, nothing. The students wanted to really try a joke on the speaker. That's why that subject was chosen by them. But Bipin Chandra Pal was not scared or anything. And he started his talk from that biblical sentence, before creation there was nothing. But according to Hinduism, before creation there was divinity. Otherwise this world could not have come out of nothing. But God was one only and without a second. That's why our scriptures say in Sanskrit, Ekam eva advitiyam. One alone, without a second. And also God was a non-doer and non-enjoyer. Because to do anything, some space and time, these are needed. And God at the beginning was infinity, eternity and eternal consciousness. As I said, God was ekam eva advitiyam. And God was also a non-doer, a non-enjoyer. This being the case, we may ask how God could have created this world. We think that God is the creator of this world. The answer is, God created this world with His magical power, which in Sanskrit is called Maya. It is strange that this word Maya is present in other languages also, some other languages. So God created this world with His magical power. This implies that this world is not real. And the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad of Hinduism says, Indra Maya bhi pururupa iyate. That means God is one, but with the help of His power of magic, He has become many. And with the power of magic, at the beginning there was divinity only, beyond time, space and causation. And yet from that divinity, this world came. So there is this word Maya or magic is mentioned in the ancient books of Hinduism, such as the books of Rig Veda, Atharva Veda. And in those books that is mentioned, in the Rig Veda, there is a hymn called Nasadya Sutta. It started with the word Nasat. That means that there was nothing. Existence was not there, and that's how it is. And then it describes how this world was produced by God. It's a very interesting hymn. It describes how this world was created. But at the end, it is mentioned, Yo Isadhyaksha Paramebhyo Mant Swanga Veda Idivana Veda. The Creator may or may not know that this world has been created. That's how it ends. It is a highly philosophical sentence. So you may say, why the Creator will not know that this world has been created? That means from the point of view of the Creator, this world has not been created. This idea may be explained with the help of what a mass hypnotist does. Suppose I am a mass hypnotist. I can hypnotize people, a lot of people. So if I hypnotize you all and then say, look at the tiger sitting at my feet, then you all are hypnotized, so you will all see that tiger. But I am the hypnotist. Will I see that tiger? No, I will not see that tiger. So also God has created this world and from God's point of view this world does not exist. But from our point of view, who are under the sway of God's power of magic, this world does exist. And this world is the product of that magic. So the Shvetashvatara Upanishad of Hinduism says, Mayang tu prakriting vidyat, Mahinam tu Maheshwaram. This entire nature is magic. And who is the magician? That is, God is the magician. So one may want to know what is Maya then. See, that has been mentioned. Maya is inexplicable. It cannot be explained, defined properly. Sadasadbhav anirvachaniyam. But it cannot be said that it exists, nor can it be said it does not exist. So those who have studied the law of excluded middle, they will say this is not acceptable. To explain that, there is a story. There is a person named John. He was sitting on the front porch of his house, and then on the street he saw one person kill another person. And immediately after that the police came and arrested that person. But as there was no other person there except John, the police came to John and said, "You have seen this person kill the other person. So you will be our prime witness. We are arresting this person, and in the court you will be our prime witness." So he could not say no, because these are he was being asked by the police to speak the truth. Then on the day of the judgment, the person who had killed, the killer was present there. And pointing to the killer, the judge asked John, "Did you see this person kill the other person?" But John was in trouble, because the day that person was killed by the killer, and in the evening he got a phone call from that person. And he said, "I am John's friend. If you go in the court, if you say that this my friend has killed that other person, then he will be killed by me." So therefore John was in trouble. So the judge said, "Did you see this person kill the other person," naming that person. And then John was scared of saying that he had seen it, because then he would be killed by the friend of that person who was killed. So he said, "I can neither say yes nor can I say no, Your Honor." Then the judge had studied the law of excluded middle. He said, "It can't be. You should be able to say either yes or no. There is nothing in between the two." Then John said, "Your Honor, if you permit me to explain my position, I will ask you a question." And the judge said, "Yes, ask." Then John asked the judge, "Your Honor, do you still beat your wife?" And now the judge was in trouble. Because if he said yes, that means he goes on beating his wife. If he says no, then it shows that he used to beat his wife, now he has stopped beating his wife. Both were not true. But he could not say yes, nor could he say no. So also is magic of God or Maya. And the scriptures of Hinduism or Hindu philosophy says that there are two kinds of Maya. One is called Vidya Maya, the other is called Avidya Maya. Vidya Maya helps us to become free from Maya, and Avidya Maya keeps us bound in Maya. Well, to explain that, they use the analogy of dreams. A person is having a dream, and in that dream he is in his dream world. Dream mountains, dream rivers, dream trees. So many things the dreamer experiences. Then somebody comes to him and said, in his dream he says, you see, this world that you are seeing, it is not real. It is a dream. Then he said, no, it cannot be so. Everything is real. Then suddenly a terrible tiger comes from somewhere in the dream world and is about to jump on the dreamer. And this scares the dreamer, and the dream is over. The dreamer wakes up. What caused the dream world disappear? The dream tiger. It was part of the dream world, but it made the dreamer free from the dream world. And when the dreamer becomes awake, then what happens to the tiger, dream tiger? The dream tiger is also gone. It belonged to the dream world. This dream tiger is like Vidya Maya, that Maya which enables a person to become awake. So dream tiger is Vidya Maya. It wants to make us free. Although it is part of a dream, it helps us to get out of the dream. So the scriptures of Hinduism say something and something else. It says, this world is the world that you experience in the waking state, that is also a dream world. We go back and forth between two dream worlds. The world that we experience in the waking state, that is a dream world. And the other one, when we fall asleep and then we encounter that world, that is another dream world. So, referring to that, the scripture says, Uttishtata Jagrata Praipya Varan Nibodhata. Arise and become awake. You are a somnambulist. And finding the superior ones, you become enlightened. Who are the superior ones? They are like dream tigers. Well, the superior ones are super saints. With their help, you get out of this dream world, which is this world which you experience in your waking state. So, once you wake up from this dream world, then what happens? Then you lose your ego. The idea that you exist is an idea in your conscious mind. This ego makes you feel that you are bound. And I have said that many times, and again I will say, that is, the owner and the object owned cannot be the same. If I own a car, I cannot be that car because I am the owner. It's in the same way, I own my physical body. So as the owner of the physical body, I am not my physical body. Am I my sense organs or motor organs? No, because I own them. And what about my mind? This mind is also owned by me. And the idea of my individual existence is a thought of my conscious mind. The thought is no other than the mind. So how can I be that ego? I. With the help of the teachings of the dream tigers, and in this particular case, in this dream world which one experiences in the so-called waking state, one has to take the help of dream tigers, that means some super saints or divine incarnations. So the divine incarnations are the dream tigers. They can help us to get out of this world dream. And when we get out of this world dream, then what happens to us? We become one with divinity. And that divinity which is Sat Chit Anandam, what is existence, consciousness and peace. That is the nature. So once one person came to Sri Ramakrishna and said to him, "Revered sir, our scriptures say that I am God. Then why do I not experience it? Why do I not know it?" Then Sri Ramakrishna said to that person, "You know it or not, you are divinity or God." All of us who identify with our minds are like so many waves in the ocean which is infinity, which is divinity. And the waves are no other than the ocean. Yet each wave feels that it is limited by its form. So also every individual ego is like a wave. It makes a person feel that that person is limited. But a wave is no other than the ocean. If the idea of form disappears from the mind of a person, then that formless state is the state of eternal existence, knowledge, consciousness. That is divinity. That's why the highest teachings are given in Hindu scriptures. What are they? You are divinity. Aham tattvamasi. I am a divinity. Aham brahmasmi. This soul that I have, that is also divinity. Prajnanam Brahma. Supreme knowledge is no other than divinity. These are very important sentences. That's why these are called Mahavakyas, great sentences. And this teaching is given by other incarnations also, like Jesus, divine incarnation. Jesus also in his teachings has said that his highest teaching is, "Be ye perfect as the Father in heaven is perfect." That means you know that you are divine, you are divinity itself. So who is the greatest magician? The greatest magician is God, who is responsible for the creation of this world. Even this creation is an illusion. And that idea has been given in the last two sentences of that hymn, Nasadiya Sutta. The Creator may or may not know that this world has been created. May or may not know. Because the Creator has created this world, but the Creator is not subject to Creator's magical power. Creator is the hypnotist, and the hypnotist doesn't see the tiger that he has created. Others who are under the sway of his hypnotic power, they will only see the tiger. So also the God, that's why this world, which we think has been created, has not really been created. It is a product of God's power of magic. This world does not really exist. What exists is divinity. Sat Chit Anandam. So where shall we find a teacher, a dream tiger, who will help us to become awake? Well, a dream tiger is a divine incarnation, like Rama, Krishna, Buddha, Jesus Christ, Sri Ramakrishna, and Sri Sarada Devi. They are divine incarnations. And with their help we will get out of this dream world. And how to recognize a divine incarnation? Because the divine incarnation is full of compassion. There is nothing but compassion. In the life of all divine incarnations we find that compassion for everyone. Jesus Christ had no other than compassion. Even those who are responsible for his crucifixion, about them he was praying to God. God, please forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing. They are like so many children. What they have done is not like the way the children behave. So he was not angry. He has nothing but compassion. Love your enemies also he has taught. It is an echo of what we have in our scriptures. And recently God incarnated as compassion in Sri Sarada Devi. Sri Sarada Devi came to teach compassion. She had nothing but love and compassion for others. He said to her, there is no difference between what we call bad and what is good. Because she experienced divinity everywhere, she being divine. Thank you for listening to my talk.